Do you need to be in good physical shape to get started in a skilled trade? What kind of physical shape do you need to be in to get started in a skilled trade or to be productive in a skilled trade? This is a topic that a lot of people kind of look past and don't really think about when wanting to get started in a blue collar industry. A lot of blue collar industries, there's heavy moving parts, there's heavy pieces of equipment, there's a lot of moving, there's a lot of being on your feet. Is it important to be in good physical shape to get into a trade? Absolutely. And welcome back to another Blue Collar EDU video. With Blue Collar EDU, I'm here to expose, teach, educate you about blue collar career opportunities and things that'll help you get into skilled trades. Today, I want to make a video talking about physical strength. Now, what is the importance of physical strength? I had this brought up to me a while back from an apprentice he was older. He thinks 35, 36 years old. And he said, you should make a video talking about the importance of physical strength. And now I never really had thought about that because when I got into a lineman trade, or actually when I got into the trades, first a little bit in a welding shop, which wasn't too hard. You know, I was lifting heavy objects and stuff like that. And then I got into power line clearance tree trimming trade, which there's a lot, definitely that's a very physical job because I was a groundman. I was the branch manager. Anyways, so I was hauling brush and big heavy tree limbs and branches all day long. Like literally that's what I was doing every single day, all day, and being on your feet. It was physically demanding, but for me, I've always been a pretty, physically strong, agile person all my life. I've always kind of taken care of my body, as you could say. I didn't really actually start going to the gym. I went to the gym, while I was in high school or whatever here and there, but I never really took the gym serious until I became a lineman apprentice. I was physically fit and ready enough for the lineman trade, but there is so many different aspects inside the lineman trade that I was not prepared for. Could I do it physically? Yes, but I wanted to get my body more in tune, more toned in for the physical agility and strength that you need inside the trade. And honestly, I wasn't really ready for that. Even though I'm physically able to do everything in the trade, I wasn't physically able. And this is something I want to talk about, is that it's a lot of these trades, especially the lineman trade, it's physically demanding, right? If you're an apprentice or a groundman, you are the one digging 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot holes in the ground that are, 1, 2, 3 feet wide with a spade and spoon and shovels and stuff like that, where you're the one doing all the work. It'll absolutely drain you. That's one little aspect of it. Climbing poles is not easy. It's the most awkward and frankly pretty hard thing to do, to climb a pole. I mean, think you're climbing something physically up, that's something that's vertically up and down like this, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 feet. I think the tallest pole I've ever climbed was a 90 footer. And it felt like an eternity to get up there. When I finally got up there, I was so out of breath and I didn't have any water with me. Wasn't climbing with any water. We were doing this job and it was a highway crossing. So it was a tall pole that was going over the highway. That stinking drained me. And then let me tell you, on the way back down, not to mention the physical work you're doing once you get to the top, and then the way back down, and then once you get down, you have more work to do. It's not like you can just climb up, take a break, hang out for 10 minutes, climb back down, and then you get more time to hang out. There's none of that. As an apprentice, you're constantly on your feet, you're constantly doing something. So the physical importance is very, very, very important. Take this as you will. If you're a young person, not even young person, if you're any person, any individual who's wanting to get into a trade like ironworkers, linemen, pipe fitting, steam fitting, like a lot of these bigger industrial skilled trades, there is a lot of moving parts. And not to mention, you're usually on your feet all day long or on your knees, like electricians. Even for us, plumbers, HVAC techs, you're on your feet all day long, and then a lot of times you're even on your knees. Just use carpentry for an example. Building a house or building something, you're carrying wood around, you're carrying heavy objects, whatever those objects may be, you're carrying heavy things all day long. And sure, it'll whip you into shape at work. I'm a person who'd rather be proactive versus reactive. For any of you individuals out there that are looking to get into a skill trade, I highly recommend get yourself a gym membership and start getting tuned in, start getting toned, start building some endurance, because that's only going to help you in the long run. Let me tell you that if you get into a skill trade and you already have that endurance and confidence also comes with being physically active and strong, that it's only going to help you tremendously, because when a journeyman or someone asks you to do something that's physically intensive and you're able to do it like faster than they thought you could do it, then you might impress your higher ups a little bit more. Not that you really care to impress them, but your duty as an apprentice or whatever lower position you're at, it's important to be able to productively, efficiently get the work done. Busting your butt all day, doing this hard physical labor, I say it's just put a card in your pocket, be proactive, and get a gym membership and just start going to the gym, start building that physical strength. Because there's a lot of different aspects and a lot of different trades that you're using body parts and muscles that you just aren't going to use on an everyday basis. Like, let's even for say, go to the gym or working at home. You use these muscles. Like, I've done so many different things at work where I'm like, holy crap, this shoulder, man, I've never done anything where it made my shoulder burn so much, or my legs, or my chest, or whatever muscle group it could may be. And it's like, but good thing that I have the physical endurance to, continue to work and do the physical task at work to be, efficient and productive. Being physically active, being physically productive at work, highly important. And I think you should absolutely take the time, become more physically fit and more physically active if you can, especially if you want to get started in one of these higher level industrial heavy trades that requires you to be physically active and be able to do the physical task at work. One of the harder physical parts about, for me, and it's like the stupidest and easiest thing to actually at work, is just being on my feet all day long. And this kind of brings up to like the point of having a nice pair of boots. And a nice pair of boots meaning, there's a lot of cool brands out, there's a lot of good brands out there, and maybe I'll make a separate video in the future talking about the different kind of brands or kind of boots you can get. Because if you're on your feet all day long, you want to be able to have a pair of boots that your boots can handle. I'm a 210-pound guy, so being on your feet all day long, like, my feet will start to hurt. And it's important to have a nice pair of boots, a nice pair of whatever kind of work footwear that you are supposed to wear in your job. Being on my feet all day, I can feel it. Stretching, being physically active, and just building that endurance is very, 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 very important. I don't know how important I can actually tell you it is, but take my word for it. And there's, you could probably ask any other apprentice that works in one of these heavy duty industrial jobs, ask them how important it is for them to be in good physical shape and build that endurance physically. With Blue Collar EDU, I'm here to expose, teach, educate you about blue collar career opportunities and things that'll help you get started in a skilled trade, like physical endurance, being physically able to get the job done. With that being said, I'll catch you on the next one.